right. If I talk to you about what I want to talk to you about every day, guys, 90% of the time, I'm going to talk mindset. I'm going to talk motivation. I'm going to talk inspiration because that's who I am. And I also know that I am a trainer and I'm a coach, and that my job here is to teach you how to build a more successful real estate business. So 90% of the time, that's what we're going to focus on. But every so often, we get to talk about something that is really, really important to me. And today is one of those days. So I've talked to you about this book before, The Traveler's Gift, written by Andy Andrews. For those of you who are on my Facebook page and you saw one of my posts this morning, it came from this book. And as I'm reading the fourth decision, which is I have a decided heart, I'm thinking about you guys this morning, and I'm just going to share a couple of ahas that I got in reading this. And I'm going to take out a couple of the things that Andy Andrews talks about in this story. And I'm going to share with you from my perspective, what this means for you and I. Okay. Now, the story wraps around an individual by the name of David Ponder. And David Ponder is someone who's at the lowest point of his life. Important. He's giving up. He's ready to cash it in. He's looking at his life and asking questions like, would my wife and daughter be better without me? I think the only value that I have left to offer is the value of my life insurance. All right. He gets into an accident, and he's unconscious, and he goes on a journey. And on this journey, he visits 7 historical individuals who each teach him a major lesson for life. And in the fourth decision, titled I Have a Decided Heart, and I've listened to Andy share his story around why he wrote this the way he did. In the I Have a Decided Heart part of the story, he said that Christopher Columbus just jumped off the page, because he thought about Christopher Columbus and the journey to find the new world and what it must have taken for him to, first of all, have the commitment to do it. Because remember, at the time, pretty much the rest of the world thought the world was flat. And Christopher Columbus was one of the only people who thought that, we're on a sphere, that the world is not flat. And then he had to find backers who were willing to finance this adventure. And taking away, and I'm not going to ignore it, so taking away all of the bad things that Christopher Columbus did, because he did some really bad things. So put that to the side for a moment and get what you can get out of this story. So 1492 is the time period. And what I'm going to share with you is a story that is fictional. In other words, it didn't really happen this way. But then again, we don't know that it didn't. Maybe it did. And it starts with Christopher Columbus is speaking to David Ponder, and he says, 64 days. 64 days we have been at sea and have yet to see land. Dawn will be breaking soon. They're sitting in the crow's nest on top of the mast, and it's dark, but directly behind them is the east horizon, and the sun is coming up, and Christopher Columbus is sharing what he expects to see. All right. First major point for you. What do you see when you look into the future? Better question. What do you expect to see when you look into the future? Dawn will be breaking soon. When it does, directly in front of the Santa Maria, you will see land, beautiful land with trees and fruit and animals and people who will welcome us as heroes. The water gushing from the ground will be cold and pure. It will sparkle as if sprinkled with diamonds. This will be a place for men's dreams to come true. A glorious new world claimed by Cristobal Colon in the name of King Ferdinand and Queen Isabella. Can you describe your future that way? Can you say, when dawn breaks, this is what's in front of me. This is the future of Jason Yeager Real Estate. This is the future for Beth Shadler and the life that she's going to live. It's going to be this, it's going to be this, it's going to be this, and it's going to be amazing. And you're passionate, and you can feel the passion in your heart, and you can see it in your eyes. Christopher Columbus goes on to share with David Ponder, it took 19 years to find a sponsor. It took 19 years to find someone who believed in his dream in order to finance this trip that he was going to go on. Have you ever been in a place where you wanted something in your heart? You wanted it badly. It's a part of who you are. And you've been working 19 years to realize that vision, and you just needed someone, a dream champion, to come beside you and say, this is reality. This is not a dream. You can actually do this. Matter of fact, I'll go with you. So recently, I found that person, and recently I've made a major change in my life. It was a Christopher Columbus move. And I don't know if I would have made it without this one individual who said, I believe you can do this. Matter of fact, I want to go with you. One of these days, I'll tell you the rest of that story. He goes on to share, and this is where he's having a moment of doubt. And David Ponder is asking him if this journey that he's on, is it realistic? Can he really achieve this? How is Christopher Columbus so sure that the earth is round, that it's not flat? How is he so sure that just off the horizon is going to be the new world? And Christopher Columbus says, truth is truth. If 1,000 people believe something foolish, it is still foolish. Truth is never dependent upon consensus of opinion. I have found that it is better to be alone and acting upon the truth in my heart than to follow a gaggle of silly geese deemed for mediocrity. Wow. Holy cow. You know, if I'm taking notes, I'm writing that down, because I'm like, oh boy, that's my mission statement. That's my vision statement. I'm ready to go. Let's go. Let's go get it. And I don't care what anybody else says. If you're for me, awesome, let's go. And if you're against me, I do not care what you think or say. And that's the same attitude that you have to have. Columbus goes on to say, poor is the man whose future depends on the opinions and permission of others. If you are afraid of criticism, you will die doing nothing. Ponder responds, but with so many people against you, he asks, so whenever you're in pursuit of a big dream, your personal peanut gallery is going to get really, really loud. Now, don't ask me why that is, but I know it's true. I've experienced it myself. And David Ponder goes on to say, with so many people against you, how did you get started in the first place? Oh boy, that's a good question. Columbus responds, getting started, getting finished, both ends of a journey require a demonstration of passion. So what's the answer? It's passion. Passion is the fuel that will get you started. Passion is the fuel that will keep you going. Passion, he said, again, is a forceful whisper. You can do this. You've got this. Keep going. Passion is a product of the heart. Passion is what helps you when you have a great dream. Passion breeds conviction and turns mediocrity into excellence. Your passion will motivate others to join you in pursuit of your dream. When you're passionate, it's like a boat, and a boat that has a big wake behind it. And people will either get caught up in that wake, or they will get out of the way. And both are okay. When you're passionate, you can set yourself on fire, and people will come to just watch you burn. Joan of Arc had passion. Joan of Arc was leading the armies of France against England, and they're facing this unbelievable, unwinnable battle. And they're on top of a hill, and they're looking down into the village, which they're going to invade, attack. And there's no way they can win. They're just outnumbered 3-1. And Joan of Arc turns around and looks at all of the men that are behind her, the leaders that are leading the men that are behind her. And she says, we must go in, we must go now. And their response was, if you go, nobody will be following you. And her response was, I will not be looking back. That's passion. Do you have that passion for your business, for the life that you want to live with your family? Are you clear on what that is? Most people aren't. You know, Zig Ziglar refers to them as wandering generalities, people who are just going through life, waking up, doing whatever they need to do that day without any thought of the destination. And the opposite of a wandering generality is being a meaningful specific. Be a meaningful specific, not a wandering generality. Your passion will motivate others to join you in pursuit of your dream. When you turn around, is anybody following you? If you call yourself a leader and you turn around and there's nobody following you, you're just going for a walk. And when you have passion, people will want to follow you. They're going to get caught up in your dream, and they're going to say, Jason, Beth, Moseline, I'm in. Let's go. I want to be a part of this. Or they won't. Or people following you. With passion, you will overcome insurmountable obstacles. You will become unstoppable. When I decided to finally let go of the ropes that I was hanging on to out of fear and finally say yes to that dream that had been in my heart for as long as I can remember, to be a full-time trainer, coach, and motivational speaker, and to let go of my safety net, which was my position as a team leader. And prior to that, my real estate business, which was extremely successful, making us a lot of money. And I decided to let go of that and to pursue my passion to become a motivational speaker, a trainer, and a coach with zero income. It scared the heck out of me. It still does. But it was that passion that pushed me forward. And immediately roadblocks showed up. Oh my gosh, did they ever? And roadblocks that I never imagined would show up. Crazy things. Like, you can't do that. And if you do, something bad is going to happen. And for a moment, I was tempted to give up before I even started, until I wasn't. I said, no, this is the journey that I was designed for. This is why God put me here. I'm going forward without fear. When it's time to act, act. I would rather die trying than with a bullet in my back, retreating. It's passion. What is your passion? All right, guys, talk to me. By the way, if you like that, awesome. I'm glad you did. You see why that's my preferred topic of conversation. That's, you can see my passion. If you didn't like that, oh well. All right, I want to hear from those of you who liked it. If you didn't like it, don't talk.
I liked it.
Hi, John.
You know I'm kidding. Not really. All right, talk to me. Raise your hands, guys, because there's 57 of you now, and I don't want a whole bunch of people talking at the same time. I promise you I'll call on as many as we can. Shoshana, first of all, it's great to see you, and talk to me.
Thank you for having me. John, you know what I love about you? I love how transparent you are, and the fact that you share that, you know, this was scary for me. I'm taking a chance, but I believe in myself. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, because to get to your level, to succeed, and then to start over, I know that cannot be easy. So thank you for being vulnerable and transparent, because I see a lot of myself in your journey. Thank you.
Well, Shoshana, I'm super proud of you. You know, I've always been a big fan since the first time we met, and I'm always going to be transparent. I'm going to tell you the truth, because how can I inspire you if I don't? If you guys all think that I'm living a life of unicorns and rainbows, well, how can I inspire you? I'm going to be transparent. I'm going to tell you the truth. So hope that works. All right, guys, you're talking to me in the chat. I mean, you're blowing it up. That's great. Take yourself off mute and talk to all of us.
Hi, John. It's Beth.
There we go.
I feel like all fluttery inside with excitement hearing you speak about this, because I feel in a similar way. And what you said, like this is the journey that I was designed for. I didn't start real estate until a year and a few months ago. And I had gone through most of my life not knowing what I wanted to do, or not having that passion, and being just confused and interested in a lot of things. And until I got into real estate, I never felt more, well, now that I've gotten into real estate, I never felt more in flow, and that I had found my purpose in a sense. And it feels incredible. And I have no other image of the future than success.
Yeah.
I don't see anything else. It's just not even possible in a sense, which leads me to believe that there's no other outcome, because I'm going to do the things, because I enjoy doing the things, and they bring meaning to me and to other people.
Yeah.
And it's just a path. It's just a timeline.
Yeah. You know, Beth, thank you for sharing that. And, you know, the way I look at what you just shared is, you know, you get that feeling like God is speaking to you, and he's saying, this is why I put you here. You found your purpose. And here's what I want to share on that. God doesn't change his mind. He's never going to say, wait a minute, I've changed my mind. That's not your purpose. No. When you find it, you found it. Don't ever turn around. Don't ever give up. And Beth, you're in North Carolina, I think, right? Yeah. If you're going to Rich Tomasini's event on the 17th, and I'm on stage at that event, this is a little bit of what you'll see. When they asked me what I wanted to speak on, I asked, what is everybody else talking about? And it was all real estate education, which is cool. And I said, well, then I want to talk about mindset. And I've got 30 minutes to inspire you. And I'm hoping that I don't strike out. All right. I was seeing a lot of I'll be there. Great. Guys, please come up to me and introduce yourselves. For those of you who I only know through Zoom, I want to know you in person. Please come up and say hi. I want to meet you. All right. I'm just going to check the chat out, and we're going to jump because Rainmaker Plus starts here in a few minutes. By the way, if you haven't put your email in the chat yet and you want more information on Rainmaker Plus, please do. Lauren, I see your email address. I'll definitely send you information today. The name of the book, Camellia, is, by the way, it was great chatting with you yesterday, and I'm so glad you're here. Camellia and I met 7.5 years ago. Hopefully you see a different person in front of you today than you did 7.5 years ago. The name of the book is Traveler's Gift by Andy Andrews. First published in 2002. I've read it more than 40 times. And I know you guys are thinking, holy cow, John, what didn't you get? Why did you read the book 40 times? I'm not reading the book just to read the book. I'm reading the book because every word in that book lives inside of me. It's part of who I am. You're going to read the book and you're going to go, oh, I get it. There's John, there's John, there's John, there's John. That's why he says that. You've heard me say adversity is preparation for greatness many, many times. Well, that's where it comes from. Okay, let's see. After all that, Kim answered the question like two spots down, so I didn't even have to share. Way to go. Sheena, thank you. I like being on fire. Kim, I'm glad I didn't give up as well. And I won't. And it's still hard, by the way, and I won't. Amy, I'm glad that this resonated with you. Go get it. Don't look back. All right.
Hey, John,
Talk
it's
to me.
Sheena.
Sheena.
How are you doing?
Amazing.
I just wanted to let you know that I'm glad that you share your struggles or your worries, because I feel like a lot of top professionals only talk about, like, you only see them as perfect, right? Like they don't have struggles.
Mhm.
And I think it's very important that even the strongest, most successful people talk about their struggles. It's relatable. And even though we're in different seasons or different, different seasons, we all still have a struggle or something we're working through.
Yeah. There you go. You know, Sheena, thank you for sharing that. And I think part of it is I grew up with Zig Ziglar as my mentor. And, you know, for those of you who are younger, you're just going to have to YouTube him because, you know, he passed away several years ago. But Zig was transparent. You know, he shared with everybody very openly the life he lived as a child, and he shared his struggles, and it just naturally got ingrained in me. I'm always going to be that person. I think that we need more leaders like that, you know, not to go political, but how cool would it be to have a leader in a political position who says, I know things are hard for me too. How cool would that be? We need more people like that. All right, I'm off my soapbox. Everybody make it a great day. Have a great weekend. I will see all of you Monday morning at 8:30. For everybody that's part of my who's part of my Rainmaker Plus group, I will see you in 60 seconds on a different channel. All right, guys, make it a great day.
Thank you, John.
Thank you.